Welcome to the CatFiveBoys podcast. I'm your host, Matt, and I'm here with my co-host, Maddie.
Hey everybody, hope everyone's doing well.
And today we got a good show for you guys today, okay? We're going to have some special announcements. We're going to save that for... You want to save that for the end of the show, or do you want to say that now?
We can save it for the end.
All right, let's save it for the end then. So we got some special announcements at the end of the show, so stay tuned in for those. It's some exciting things that are going to be changing for the Cat 5 Boys podcast. It's going to be great. We're excited about it. Hopefully, at the end of the show, when you guys hear the news, maybe you'll be excited about it as well. Nonetheless, again, we have a good show today. Hopefully, let's get into uh, the the announcements. I suppose the pre-show announcements. First and foremost, disclaimer: the views expressed on the show by the individual hosts and/or guests do not necessarily reflect the views of the Cat Five Boys podcast. Further disclaimer: the topics spoken of on the show are not always the most lighthearted. Sometimes they're very sensitive. Sometimes they are dark. So if that's not your thing, this show might not be your thing. We have clips. So if you can't catch the full shows and you can't, stay for the whole thing because maybe you have some work to do, whatever the case, but you still want to see what we speak about and maybe some of the best bits of it. Some of them, obviously not all of them, because then what's the point of the episodes? We have Instagram. We have clips on Instagram. We have clips on YouTube and on TikTok. So here, if you guys are watching on YouTube right now, we have YouTube Shorts on the same channel that you're on right now. So just go to the channel and then go to the Shorts and you'll see it there. If you're on Instagram or TikTok, the @ for those is @Cat5Boys. So if you guys, like I said, if you guys can't catch the full shows, you want to see some of the best bits, we got those right there. Anybody want to be on the show? We would love to have you on. Anybody is welcome to be on. Just send us a DM @Cat5Boys on Instagram and let us know that you want to be on the show. Maybe a little background about yourself, something quick, and we'll respond to you and we'll coordinate and we'll get you on the show. Uh, whenever it's convenient for both parties or all parties, I guess. Make sure to like. Oh, sorry. One thing before I get to that. I stream. So I stream on YouTube and I stream on Twitch every single Saturday at 6 p.m. I start my stream. At least I try to. Sometimes I get a little late, but I stream every Saturday on Twitch and on YouTube. So if you guys want to see my face, maybe you want to put a face to the voice, or a face to the name, or whatever the case may be. Maybe you want to talk shit on me live on the air. Who knows? Or maybe you just want to show some love. I do stream on Twitch and YouTube every single Saturday at 6 p.m. The link to that will be in the description, so check it out if you guys can. Make sure to like, make sure to comment. We love the comments. Any stories you guys have, some funny dating stories, or maybe some scary stories or something, just leave them in the comments, and we'll read them in the next episode of the show. We love to do these Reddit posts at the beginning, so we'll probably read some of those stories in place of the Reddit posts if you guys send us stories and stuff like that. We love the comments in general. If you guys have any criticisms, any disagreements that you want to air out in the comments, we would love to respond to them in the next episode as well. Any love, we always love to see those comments as well. Again, make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to drop 5 stars if you're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. We post every single Wednesdays and Fridays, or at least we try to, for the most part. We post every single Wednesdays and Fridays. And without further ado, let's get started with the show. Maddie, how has your life been ever since the last time we recorded? Which I don't know why it feels like the last time we recorded was so long ago. But buddy, how's everything been since then?
Oh, everything's been well, man. I recently just celebrated my little brother's 22nd birthday, so it was a blessing to be able to celebrate another year with him,
Happy birthday
happily
to
and
him.
healthy.
Happy birthday to
Thank
him.
you. And everything else has been going good, man. I'm actually planning a trip with some of my close friends. We want to go to Universal, so we're planning on doing that real soon.
Oh
And
shit,
everything
that's
else
dope.
has
Are
been
you
going
you guys
well.
gonna go to the new park?
No, we actually planned on going maybe later on in the year because from all the hype and how like awesome it looks, it's like how awesome it looks like it's gonna be. I can only imagine it's gonna be packed to the
Oh,
brim.
dude, that shit's
Opening.
gonna be like the line is gonna be wrapping around the parking lot. That's how
Yeah, and
fucking
that's already
full it's
it
gonna
is
be.
like normal day, normal weekends. So
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember when they opened or when they you know I suppose, yeah, opened the new park, or not the new park, the new ride, Hagrid's from the Harry Potter thing. Bro, that line for that ride was so long. It was like stretching even outside the main entrance. So,
Oh,
um,
even to this day, man, even during spring break, the line wrapped all the way outside of Harry Potter World, like going into the Greek section, which is like on the opposite end.
yeah, no, it's still a really popular ride, and when it first opened, that was just one single ride. So imagine a whole entire new park. It's gonna be extremely full, which is why, unfortunately, I mean, obviously, you know, would love to go, but I'm not gonna lie. On top of the fact that the tickets are really expensive because you have to get like a 3 day, like you have to go to each park. Like you can't just buy a single day ticket for Epic Universe. You have to buy like a 2 day or something like that at least or whatever, and which is pretty expensive. So just to go to one park, it's pretty pretty pricey.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
yeah, no, but that's cool though, buddy. You're gonna go to Universal. That's awesome. Hope you enjoy it. I fucking
Thank you,
adore
buddy.
Universal. Universal's awesome. But yeah, buddy. I hope you enjoy it with your friends and everything like that. Have a good time.
Thank you, buddy.
You done with your introduction, buddy, or?
Yeah, that'll be it for me,
All
buddy.
right, wonderful. I Everything's been good with me, normal. Can't complain. The Lord has blessed me with another week of doing the show. Excited for things to come when it comes to the show and everything like that, and the future of it and whatnot. Funny enough, now that you mentioned Universal, actually, I kind of want to save it for later, so I'm gonna save that for later. But regardless,
All
um,
right.
it's a fun time to be alive. Let me just say that. Maybe not for the world, but for the show and everything like that. Again, exciting things are coming. Um, and other than that, I've been doing good. Praise be to the Lord. Either way, let's get right into the Reddit posts. We're gonna start today with a different Reddit thread. I don't think we've ever done this one on the show before. It's no stupid questions. So the no stupid questions for the first one, we're gonna start very vulgar. So if you guys don't really like the vulgarity, uh, just skip maybe 10, 15 minutes. Who knows? Can guys feel it when they go soft? I was sucking a guy's dick, and he started going
Oof.
soft in my mouth, so I pulled off and asked him what I could do to make it more enjoyable. He said, "No, I'm really enjoying it. I'm just not very vocal," and seemed kind of surprised when I pointed out it was soft. Then told me it was probably because he heard his mom in the other room. So, do you think I was doing bad? And he was just trying to spare my feelings, or can guys not feel it when they go soft? I had a really good experience with this guy, so I'd kind of like to do it again. But if he wasn't enjoying it, then I don't want to waste my time pursuing it. I've never heard anything negative about my abilities. That's fucking crazy. Quite the opposite. A guy warned me he probably wasn't going to finish, but then he did. But it's been a while, so maybe I'm not great anymore. Edit, guys, I'm learning so much about dicks today. If you have any more mind-blowing facts about them, also feel free to include those. Edit 2. I don't know if I don't know if anyone is invested in this or cares, but I think I fumbled the bag and it was on me. Texted him um, asking if he was going to a party this weekend right before posting this, and no response. But he did put up an IG story, which is confusing because I kept telling him I should go because it was past when I normally go to sleep, and he kept telling me to stay. But that's a whole different issue. R.I.P. potential emo boy sneaky link, lost but never forgotten. That's Oh my gosh, so funny. Anyways, um, fucking hell, the fucking degeneracy of that post. Golly.
That was all the same post?
Yeah, that was literally the same post,
Oh dear.
bro. Crazy,
Well,
crazy
so
degeneracy.
I don't know what are we supposed to like answer her question? Like, do guys feel it when it goes soft?
I mean, you wouldn't have. I mean, neither would I. I'm a virgin, but we wouldn't have the prerequisite experience to answer this question. But I will tell you
I
this.
mean, I would.
What do you mean you would?
I would. I Yeah, that type of shit sucks, like because the thing is, guys, doing things like that, especially, if one, he's at his parents' house, so one, they gotta be young, right? Maybe 18, 19, 20, early 20s or whatever. And he hears his mom's voice, of course. I sure hope he doesn't, stay hard. But I mean,
Just
you have many factors.
bro, imagine you hear your mom's voice and you get even harder.
Nah, then she has to run away.
Yeah, no, that's
She definitely
crazy.
has to right out and just walk away, bro. No, but I mean, a lot of factors play into that. One, you have the anxiety or the rush. It's like 50% anxiety, 50% rush because you're like, "Oh, what if we get caught?" Or "Damn, I don't want to get caught." So you have that, so you're like limp-ish, but you're still hard. And then, you hear your mom's voice, so it's like, yeah, you're getting pleasure, but at the same time, you're worried your mommy's gonna walk in and see you,
Yeah, but
being
buddy,
defiled.
what do you mean you have experience? You've gotten your dick sucked before?
I mean,
Buddy, you're a
I am
virgin.
of age. Listen, George. All right, you're gonna hop on that train too, bro.
Buddy, you're a virgin. I'm not. Am I the only virgin in this fucking podcast, dude? What the fuck?
Yes, yes, buddy. But you know what? I'll take a moment to say how much I what's the word? I respect you for waiting until marriage. I genuinely think that's really great. Not a lot of people do that. That you and your girl are waiting till marriage. I genuinely applaud you for that because it's not easy. Especially with the temptation of you guys living together. But no, I mean, shit like that happens, bro. I mean, a lot of factors play. You're nervous. It's depending on his size. He might be in his head about that. So it's like he's going soft and hard and soft. So it's like
Yeah.
but I mean,
Shh.
if I mean, good for him that it got soft when he was thinking of when he heard his mom's voice. But I mean, bro, at least take a walk around the park, go to the abandoned house at the end of the street, go into somebody's backyard, do something, bro. Don't fucking be in your room where your mommy could fucking walk in.
Yeah, that's just wild. The thing, number one, let me preface this by saying I'm a virgin. I guess I'm the only virgin here, so I'm a virgin. Just so everybody knows, I'm a virgin. Um, as a virgin, I cannot quite speak to this to a full extent, but I'll try my best. I'll tell you one thing. I don't know if this guy is hoodied up or if he's not. Meaning, I don't know if he has a foreskin or not, right? If he doesn't, he probably would feel that very like a lot less. I think there's less sensation on the head of the penis when there's not a foreskin. So I'm assuming if he doesn't have a foreskin, if he's circumcised, probably he's not feeling it as much. And some guys just don't even like that. Like when it comes to head, bro, like I'll tell you one thing. Head is a hit or miss for some guys. You know what I mean? Like some guys like that shit, and they could, but like you can make them nut by giving him head. Golly, the degeneracy. Anyways, you can make him nut by giving him head or whatever the case may be. But some guys can't really nut like that. You know what I mean? And that's just fact. That's just it just happens. It happens sometimes. Not everybody can get there the same way. Um, again, I'm a virgin, but if I wasn't, I probably wouldn't be able to get there the same way either. But at the end of the day, also those things what Maddie was saying could lead up to it as well, where it's like you're at your parents' house, so you never know if anybody's gonna walk in or want to knock at the door or some shit like that, and you're kind of maybe the guy's paranoid or some shit like that, or maybe he has maybe he has a bad diet, he hasn't eaten. That's another thing that can affect people a lot.
I mean, low testosterone.
Could
Maybe
be
he
that as I mean, bro.
smokes. Could be a
Supposedly,
lot of factors, bro.
yeah. She said at the end that he's an emo boy, so maybe the testosterone isn't fully there, but um,
Cause tonight will be the night that I will go to you.
over again, don't need me change my mind.
Oh, funny, ironic since we're talking.
that's what I'm. But that's what I'm saying though. That's like
That was funny.
rip potential emo boy. Like if he's an emo boy, he probably doesn't have a lot of. He probably takes it up the. Okay, let me
Bro,
let me not even
I
get there.
couldn't imagine, bro. Literally, now that I heard that he's an emo boy, all I'm thinking about is fucking he has that like 90s skater boy hair shit in his face while he's looking down at her on her knees, and all you see is that like 90s punk bitch looking boy.
Yeah, bro. He's got the mascara on and shit. Nah, bro. That's wild. But no, it's
Oh,
like
that's funny.
it's like but yeah, that's the thing when it comes to head, bro. Like head is like I said a hit or miss. Sometimes it hits good and even if you're like quote unquote good at it, sometimes like every guy's dick is sensitive to a different degree. Some guys have more sensitive dicks than others. Um and if his dick is extra sensitive, chances are he's probably not going to enjoy it as much as the guy who has maybe a less sensitive dick because, at that point he can take more punishment, which
Oh my God.
Maybe not punishment is not the best word for it, but definitely like can take
Yeah.
the feeling of the inside of a mouth. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that shit can get rough, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if you have like an uber sensitive dick, like your dick is hella sensitive, it like accidentally nicks a fucking tooth or some shit. Yeah, you're cooked. You're probably gonna go soft at that point. But if I were to give this girl advice, although this isn't an advice subreddit, it's just a question. But if I were to give this girl advice, my advice would be stop sucking so many dicks. Stop being a fucking degenerate. Um, and if you're gonna be a degenerate whore, at least do it for money, bro. Because at this point, you're fucking doing it for
Oh my
free. You're
goodness.
just destroying your value as a woman for free.
Well, I mean, she's with him, so in reality, not really.
No, she literally said, this is exactly why I say this. Number one, well, whatever. Let me just say this. I've never heard anything negative about my abilities. Quite the opposite. A guy warned me he probably wasn't going to finish, but then he did. But it's been a while, so maybe I'm not great anymore. Like, bruh, if you're telling me that, like, oh, you know, this girl,
She's had a lot of guys tell her
yeah,
that
that's what
she's
I'm saying.
good.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's like, oh, I was fucking this girl, and she told me, she didn't really feel. I didn't really feel like she was like into it. Is it my fault? But like, I don't think it's my fault because I fucked 3 other girls before, and they all told me that it was good. Like, it's like, bro, you're a fucking degenerate fucking whore at this point. Um, if that's the type of
Mm,
sentence you say. What do you mean?
I mean, she just has experience, bro. That's what it would be. Not
Degenerate
a
experience.
whore.
That's degenerate experience right there. But that's what I
Oh
mean,
God.
bro. The whore aspect would be like at least you're getting paid for it, but you're like a free whore. Like you're just doing it for free. When you know what I'm saying, like most people charge for that. I don't know, bro. It's like it's crazy to me, bro. It's like society now how that's normal to just say, oh, like I've gotten good reviews on my head game before. Like it's like, bro, come on, man. Like nasty ass bitch. Anyways, that's that one. I don't know if you have any further comments on that, or we can move on to the next post.
Yeah, let's just move on to the next one.
All right, let's do. All right, we're gonna move on to an "Am I the asshole?" The oldie but a goodie. Am I the asshole for refusing to lower my baby daddy's child support? So, my baby daddy is ordered to pay close to $1,000 in child support a month for our one child. Golly, $1,000,
I mean,
and
Loki, bro. I mean, I've known guys that have to pay 800 and close to that. So I mean, that's kind of normal-ish.
which is crazy that that's normal. A thousand
Yeah.
dollars for a kid who's 3.5. Bro, that kid is not drinking formula no more, bro. That man's eating fucking McDonald's at this point. You telling me you need $1,000 a month for a 3.5-year-old? Anyways, now, long story short, the amount was agreed upon during our divorce because he had a job at the time that could easily afford that. And since he left our child home alone at 17 months, I got awarded sole legal and physical custody and he gets visitation. This all happened around the 18-month mark of our daughter's life. Fast forward 2 years, and this man has left job after job and keeps taking jobs, making much less to avoid paying child support. It's been put into the system. He's even been to court and threatened with jail. Now fast forward to a couple of weeks ago, and he called me asking me about lowering the child support. He said that they would be taking $281 from him weekly, and that he would be left with basically nothing. Side note: he owes over $15,000 in back pay and over $3,000 in medical expenses, and still hasn't filed taxes for 2 years. He also hasn't seen our daughter in over 2 months, nor calls to check on her, etc. I've told him to just give away his rights, but he refuses. So I
Damn.
got frustrated with him and told him how I've been trying my hardest to keep my cool with him, but him calling me and asking me this is making me mad. I've told him I could care less if he gets it lowered. I have a master's degree and am a government contractor, so I make good money. But that I would not be the one to request it to be lowered. He would have to. He claims the child support office never responds to him, etc. We go back to court in May to make sure he's paying, and I know he's worried about jail. He also does struggle a lot and had to move back with his sister because he makes basically nothing. I do feel bad that he can't get ahead because of this when I take care of my daughter without him, but for me, it's the principle of it too. It'd be more fine it'd be more than fine for him to relinquish his rights and remove himself from mine and her life, but he said he would a couple of times, then changes his mind. Yeah. So is she the asshole?
So she wants to raise his child support, but she just pretty much
No, 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 no.
finished it.
She doesn't want to raise it. She just won't lower it because
So
he
she
he
won't
wants it.
lower it,
Yeah,
even though he's struggling, and she just admitted to knowing he's struggling and has, can't live on his own because he can't even afford rent because he has to pay the child support and survive.
yeah. She said she told him that he should make the appeal to like get it lowered because she's not gonna make the appeal. But he's asking her to lower the child support, and she's saying she won't do it, but that he can do it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that and she wants him to give up custody, pretty much giving her full. I think that part makes her the asshole. I mean, because I think, in my opinion, if I was a father and I was struggling and I had to pay child support, I obviously wouldn't want to lose my child. Obviously, I'm trying to work jobs to be able to pay the child support and have my visitation, on weekends or whatever the case is. Um, you know, uh it's just like it sucks because I could understand the situation where she's taking care of the kid, taking them to school, spending more money on gas and food. So she needs the help because even though she says she makes good money because she's a contractor, this and that. But I mean, if your man is struggling and you want to have him jump through hoops and you still want to talk shit, even though he's struggling, but he's still providing, even though he's struggling. I mean, God, she has to see that effort, bro. Because like, I don't think I think she should lower it, bro, because let him have a little bit. Maybe at least let him get on his feet, or maybe have another opportunity to get another job that pays more. That way, they can work on more, better custody. Uh, what's the word? Like better custody, not battle, like more custody. Ah, shit, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Like instead of just weekends, he can maybe get him 4 days, 3 days out of the week, 4 days out of the week, and vice versa. But I mean, she's kind of it's a little fucked up, especially when she knows she makes more money. She's secure and just wants that money for, I guess, to pocket extra 1,000 every month.
Yeah, I mean, I there's the thing about this post is that there's so much that
There's a lot of information.
yeah, there's so much information that is not disclosed. Like for example, I don't necessarily see where he it says that he actually pays his child support. I don't know if he actually pays it. Because apparently she said he owes over 15K in back pay and over $3,000 in medical expenses. I don't know if that means that like back pay as in like he hasn't paid $15,000 worth of child support. I don't know if that means something else. I don't fucking know.
I
But
mean, but here's the thing, bro. I don't mean to cut you off, but through the legal system, you have to go to court to be put on child support. It's not just, oh, I get a girl pregnant, doesn't work out, oh, instant child. No, you have to go to court. You have to get court order. You have to get everything, documentation. You have to do everything. So if he hasn't paid, let's say $15,000 worth of child support, bro, by the time he got to 5,000, maybe even 10, the court would have already granted her full custody of the child. So whatever she's doing or whatever this case is, I don't really think that she's really doing everything in the best interest of the kid, you know? Like I think she's trying to like fuck him over, at least from what I see here.
yeah, it does seem like she's being petty to a certain degree. And if from what she said, he apparently when she was like she was like 12 months or something like that, he left her alone in the house or something. So obviously maybe he's an irresponsible parent and maybe she holds some sort of resentment for that. And they obviously had a divorce that probably wasn't the most amicable and maybe not the most friendly divorce or whatever the case. So there might be a lot of
Right.
reasons. Yeah, there might be a lot of reasons why she might have a lot of reasons to be petty for him, which might give her the motivation to be petty, which at the end of the day would just hurt the child. I I mean, I don't know. To me personally, if you don't need his money and you feel like it's annoying for him to come to you and and always telling you to lower the child support, and you're like, oh, I'm so annoyed that he keeps coming to me. Like, it makes me mad that he's coming to me to tell me to lower it. Um, and I don't need it because I make enough money. then why don't you just fucking lower it, get it over with, and then be done with that. At the very least, you get him off your back. He's lowered or you've lowered the child support, so he's not gonna come to you asking you to lower it anymore. Um, you know, and at the end of the day, I don't understand how difficult it would be to lower a child support. I don't think that's very difficult. You just call the child support agency or whatever the case, and
Nah, bro, everything is through the court, dog. Everything having to do with child support and all that has to do with the court.
yeah, but she said that she was saying that she wants him to call, and then he says that, okay, this is what it says. He claims the child support office never responds to him, so I'm assuming he just calls an office, according to what she wrote there. It's like you call an office and then you request it to be lowered. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's different or whatever the case, but according to what she wrote there, that's the only reason why I'm saying, like, if it's that easy to the point where all you have to do is just call the office and then ask for it to be lowered, then just do it yourself and get it over with. Since he makes you mad whenever he calls you to lower the child support, go lower it yourself, or call to lower it yourself, and be done with it. He no longer bothers you. That's it. I mean, considering you don't need his fucking money apparently because you make good money being a contractor or whatever it is you are. Um, I don't know. It rubs off, like, it gives me petty, like, it gives me petty vibes where it feels like she's doing this shit out of spite for her ex-husband, um which is never a good way to live, but also I can kind of see her perspective, but then the more I think about it, the less I see her perspective, to be honest. But again, there's a lot of things that have been left out or that just are not explained fully enough, when it comes to this story, that really would change it. But I mean, just based off of what I'm seeing here, I would say she's the asshole, to be honest.
Yeah, I could kind of give her the asshole thing because I think again at the end of the day, and I'm sure people that are listening could definitely disagree with us. Like, no, he's not paying. He has $15,000 worth, not to this and that. Again, if it was that much of a problem, if she truly needed the money, and if it was that like that what's the word,
Necessary.
like, yeah, necessary, but there's like another word, like it's very crucial. That's the word. Like if it was that crucial, she wouldn't have waited for $15,000 back pay, $3,000 medical bill, or 5,000. A total of, let's say, over 25, $30,000 worth of payment from him. She wouldn't have waited. I don't know a single freaking person on this planet, dog. If Matt, if you owe me $100 and you don't pay me, dog, even $100, we're fighting. No, even $5, we're fighting, or I'm gonna get that money out of you one way or another. So for her to like still try to do this knowing she's struggling, I think she's just trying to do it so she could get maybe like a good fat check from him, that he has to write out like a 50, $60,000 check so she could pocket that shit or go get herself a nice vacation or buy that car or whatever the hell she wants. Cause nobody, nobody would wait out almost $30,000 worth of payment that you are needing from somebody. If you don't pay the bank for the car at all, if you don't miss any payments, I mean, if you don't make any payments, Matt, what does the bank do to the car?
Fucking repos that bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Takes it away because you didn't make any payments. You missed a payment, they take it away. They maybe give you one or two payments late, but dog, they take that shit away. So, she would have taken this to court that he owes money, hasn't paid all that. So she's just trying to make it more difficult for him and just trying to make shit difficult and make her seem like the victim, which I understand. Maybe she needed the money, but if she wants to talk about how well, she doesn't need his money, that he's over here struggling and still trying to be part of the kid's life, but she's just making it more difficult for the child support. She's not in the right mindset. I think she's just in it for the money to try to get as much as she possibly can from milking him.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, like I said, she has a lot of reasons to be petty, or rather, a lot of reasons that would back up why she like would be, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
Not that it's
100%.
justified. Yeah, not that it's justified, but that it would make sense why she would choose to be. Um, just in that case, it's just I just, based off of what she said, I don't know the validity of the whole she wants a lot of money thing. I think it's just to hurt him. Like, she just wants him to, like, she feels like he's like an irresponsible guy, or maybe he's like an asshole or something to her in her eyes, and he wants to hold him accountable. Like, oh, you know, here are the consequences to your actions, type shit. I don't know. That's just what it feels like to me. It's, again, not a good way to raise a child, though. You know what I mean? Like the only thing the child's gonna see. Apparently, it's a girl. So the only thing the girl's gonna see, the little girl's gonna see, is her mother. Number one, she's never gonna see her father for the most part because times are tough and he has to work or whatever the case. But then that's another thing. I don't know if he's working like that. Like I don't know if he's a hard worker or if he's just a coward who's like doesn't want to pay child support, but also doesn't want to not be in the child's life and doesn't want to work as much. I just don't know. I don't know the type of guy he is. I don't know the type of girl she like. There's a lot of things here, man. It's just, or rather, a lot of things that aren't really there. But I don't know. I guess based off of what is on the post, I would probably have to go with she's the asshole. Just considering that number one, she said herself that she finds it annoying that he keeps or she gets mad whenever she gets a message from him asking to lower the payments or whatever the case. But then she goes on to say that she doesn't need his money. And then she goes
Yes,
on to
she's
say,
contradicting
yeah,
herself.
that's what I'm saying. And then she goes on to say that it's just, um, what's it called? That it's like you just have to call the office. If it's that easy and it makes you that mad and you don't need the money, then just fucking do it yourself, get it over with, and that's it. I feel like she's just being like difficult for no reason type shit. She's just being difficult for the sake of ruining his day, I guess. But
No,
I
I
don't know.
genuinely think so too, bro. Because if he's asking to lower the payment, it's for a reason. It's because he needs money, to give probably to his sister for rent. Pay the car, pay his insurance, pay his whatever. Buy food, groceries, some shit. And the fact that she's fine, she doesn't. It sounds like she's just making it more difficult for him, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really just about making his life a little more a little harder, whatever the case. Uh,
Yeah,
besides that, I mean, that's all I really have to say about that one, to be honest.
yeah, that's all I got to say too, bro.
All right, beautiful. Let's move on to the next one.
Yes, sir.
All right, no stupid questions. This is from a redditor. Why don't people stop their kids from screaming anymore? Growing up,
Hmm.
I got seriously told off if I screamed. I was told it was only something to do in an emergency, like when being kidnapped. Now, every weekend or school holiday that has nice weather, many of the neighbors' kids spend literally all day outside shouting and screaming. I'm not sure whether or not my upbringing was right or wrong. This is just an observation. I also have more neighbors than I used to, so obviously this will affect the trend I have experienced. Was my upbringing in the minority? And that actually most parents should be letting their kids scream and shout. I was also brought up to not make too much noise in respect for the neighbors. Were my parents wrong for this? Thought it might be an interesting discussion. Thanks. What do you think, buddy?
Oh, first of all, it's kind of funny, low key.
Yeah, a bunch of kids in your fucking neighborhood screaming and shit.
I mean, I can understand though, like, back in the day, oh, hey, don't yell. Your neighbors are gonna tell me something. They're gonna call the police. You're gonna get in trouble with this and that. I just think that the parents of the child that is screaming just don't have control over them because back in our day, you're screaming. Oh, you want to scream? I'll give you something to scream about. Papa, go to your room. This and that. Kids nowadays are made soft, bro. They can do whatever they want. The kids nowadays control their parents more than the parents control the kids. There's no respect for other people. The kid, they just, oh, it's a phase. He'll grow out of it. Oh, he's being a kid. Just let him be a kid. This and that. No, it's about being respectful. You got to teach him from a young age to be respectful. Because if not, the kid is never gonna grow up to be like a prick. They're not gonna have any respect for their neighbors when they get older, for people they meet in the future. It's just gonna ruin the kid from an early age. And it just shows you don't know how to how to control your own fucking children in your house. So that means that they run the house, which isn't a good look. It's not responsible.
I think I actually have a little bit of a different perspective on this. Um, when it comes to screaming, I think like when it comes to like a tantrum scream, that's a problem. It's like, if my kid starts screaming because she's not getting what she wants or he's not getting what he wants, you're getting smacked in the fucking face, embarrassed in front of all your friends or whoever the fuck we are in front of. You're gonna get the rod, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But when it comes to like maybe kids are playing together, they're at the park or the playground or something, and they're just like they're laughing, and obviously they're laughing loud or they're screaming loud or whatever the case. I think that's actually I think that's actually fine. I mean, I think that if your kids are having fun, they're being kids, you know what I mean? They're like they're having a childhood. Then for me personally, I think that's better than the alternative of them being inside the house all the time and being on their phones or being on the tablet or the PS4 or whatever the fuck, the TV or some shit. They're outside, they're playing with friends, they're playing with siblings, and they're having fun and they're laughing and screaming and shouting and everything, and it's the middle of the day. Yeah, why the fuck not? Go ahead and do that. And if people have like a problem with it out in around and shit like that, like to me, it just kind of gives me care and behavior. Like if somebody were to walk up to my kid and be like, "Hey, shut up, because you're screaming too loud," it's like, bro, what? They're kids. Leave them the fuck alone. They're having fun. They're they're shouting and screaming because they're laughing and having fun and all that shit. Leave them the fuck alone. Like go put a dick, go put a finger up your ass and try to fish
Ooh,
fish for the stick. You know what I mean? But
ooh,
um, I don't know. I mean, that's just my perspective. I think when it comes to kids and stuff like that, I'm not gonna, obviously it gets to a point where it's like obviously if the kids are screaming to the top of their fucking lungs and like for no reason, then what then obviously I tell my kids to shut up. But if it's just like those type of screams where it's like, they're laughing really loud and they're like they got scared because they're playing hide and seek and then the other person found them and and they scream a little bit because they got frightened or whatever. Yeah, I don't really see a problem in that stuff. Kids need to learn how to do that again and not be cooped up inside the house on their tablet and cell phone and all that shit all the time. But at least that's my perspective.
I mean, I can agree with some of the points you made. Yeah, when they're out at the park having fun, yeah, let them be a kid. But we've all seen it, and we all know it. That sometimes that these kids they scream like if they're being murdered, like if they're being, like if they're being attacked,
That's what I'm saying.
abducted, or
It
some
doesn't.
shit.
If
Like
it's like
that's fucked
overboard,
up.
that's what I'm saying. If it's like overboard to a point where it's like, you're just at this point you're just doing too much type shit. As a kid, then yeah, I'm gonna tell you shut the fuck up. But if you're like if it's just like kids screaming, like like regular the way kids scream when they're having fun or whatever the case, and it's not over the top or overboard, then yeah, I don't see a problem with that. But I understand the whole like if they're screaming to the top of their lungs, because then at that point it's just it's it's
Ridiculous.
overbearing. Yeah, it's ridiculous overbearing and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, in reality, what matters is there's a time and place for all that stuff.
Yeah, and if it's like I said, if it's the middle of the day and they're just having fun and whatever and whatnot, then
Then okay, sure, have your fun, but just remember there's a time and place for everything.
yeah, yeah. If it's the middle of the night or some shit, then yes, be quiet. But if it's middle of the day, it's spring break or some shit, they're having fun. Let them have fun. They're fucking kids. Like I said, better than the alternative of them being on their fucking phone all the time, being zombies and shit. But but yeah, but that's all I really got to say about that one. Or at least all I have left to say.
Yeah, I don't got much on any of that anymore.
All right, bet. Let's move on to the next one. We're gonna do one more. This time this show we're doing four. Usually we do like three or two sometimes. But we're doing four. Here we go. We're gonna end it off with this one because it's really on theme for the show. How do you find a partner you're compatible with? I honestly don't know at this point. LOL. I guess I'll start because yeah. Um First things first. And I think we've talked about this. I think in the last episode we talked about this. People confuse compatibility with similarity a lot of the time. It's like, oh, she doesn't like the same music I like. She doesn't like the same movies I like. She doesn't like to go shooting and I like to go shooting, or she doesn't like playing soccer and I like playing soccer. She doesn't like the same foods I do. It's like a lot of people say it's like, when it comes to the age gap relationships, I don't see an issue with a 40-year-old getting with a 18 or 19-year-old girl, like or I don't see a problem with a 40-year-old getting with a 18, 19, 20-year-old. I don't see a problem with that. But a lot of the time I hear the what's the word? The objection from people a lot of the time is what do they have in common? They have no they what could they possibly have in common? It's like for me, compatibility is so much more than what do you have in common. It's like what basically what I just said. It's not about similarities so much as it is about values more so. I think if anything should be similar, it should be values, rather than like attributes or interests or hobbies or shit like that. All that extra dumb materialist shit, that shouldn't even be in the question. The shit that should be in the question is again the values and the morals and the ethics and stuff like that. If you guys are coming from two different, it's like saying, me as a Catholic, I start dating an atheist girl, or I start dating a Muslim, or I start dating a Buddhist or something like that. I'm gonna want to raise my kids Catholic, and she's gonna want to raise, or she might want to raise our kids Buddhist or whatever it is that she believes in. At that point, you're not similar in your ethics and your values, which then would probably become a problem. Um, but like stop thinking about uh, compatibility as similarities. Um, at least the materialist version of that shit, because it's never gonna work out. You're gonna find a girl who likes the shit you like, and you're gonna realize she's a homie. She's the homie. She's the homie, but she's not really a partner. You know what I mean? And number two, stop using the word fucking partner, okay? Because partner, it indicates a 50-50 thing. It's never going to be 50-50. When it comes to roles and shit like that, there's going to be different roles for different people. Find a person who will understand their roles in the relationship and will fit those roles best. If you're a man, your role is to provide, then you need a woman who's going to be the nurturer, who's going to be the homemaker and all that type of shit. Um, so you're gonna have to find somebody who's good at that, who has those abilities and has those qualities. Does she know how to cook? Does she know how to clean? Does she know how to? Although it's pretty easy to do that stuff, but is she? If she's looking forward to having children, is she really good with people? Is she really nice? Is she a really kind person? These different things. Is she a Christian? If you're a Christian, in my case, I'm a Catholic, and is she a Catholic? That's another thing you have to worry about. What are her values? Those type of things. Each partner has or each person in the relationship has a role, and you got to figure out whether or not the person that you're trying to see if you're compatible with is willing and able to fit that role in that relationship. Also, plus the regular attraction things. If you're attracted to the other person, then you got that checked off at least. You know what I mean? Like, oh, she's really cute, she's really pretty, she's really hot, whatever. He's really cute, he's really handsome, he's really hot, whatever. If you got that part checked out, now what you need is the morals and the ethics and the values. And whether or not she's willing to do those, go into her roles as the woman in the relationship, and same thing for the dude if he's willing to go into his role as a man in the relationship. That's what really determines compatibility. Not they like the same shows or the same movies or the same show music or the same activities or hobbies that I do. You know what I mean? That's type of shit is just you know some bullshit. That's the bullshit that people feed to you, that you have to be similar in hobbies and stuff like that because we must like the same movies and TV shows. It's like, nah, bro, that's not what it is. But that might be why you feel like you're having trouble with finding somebody you're compatible with, because you're confusing those things. So at the very least, maybe I gave a decent answer there. What about you, Maddie? You have any thoughts on this?
I mean, like I could understand somewhat, but it's like the whole compatibility, like I agree. That's what matters is the compatibility. It's not. I mean, yeah. I mean,
I mean, what would you
depend.
what would you find when it comes to a woman where you're like going on a date with a girl or something? What would be the things that you would look for to figure out whether or not you're compatible with this girl or not?
Well, definitely, if she a family person, does she have a good relationship with her family or not? Um, is she driven? Does she have ambition? Is she not? Is she, looking for a good career? She have good
Do
fun
you do
hobbies?
you like a girl who looks for a good career?
I mean, yeah, 100%. I mean, she should go. I mean, should I, look for a good career, something that she can have a good, business, and then maybe start her own, or just, upgrade herself and just continue working from there and have a good career, be a boss, CEO, CFO,
Be a
whatever.
boss, babe.
Yeah,
Um,
boss babe,
do
bro.
you feel like do you feel like your kind of girl is kind of like the independent kind of girl? That's like your type or whatever?
I wouldn't say independent.
I mean, independent in that sense, where she has her own career, she has her own, her own money. She's a boss babe or whatever in that sense. Um, maybe not in like the you sense, where like, you know, I don't need no man type shit, but when it comes to like the whole career shit and that type of shit.
I mean, if it comes to it, that the whole career thing, if she doesn't need me, then she doesn't. I mean, I don't want to say she
All right,
doesn't need
okay.
me.
Let me ask you a question, just to get down to brass tacks, just to get my curiosity satiated. You have two girls. You have a 22-year-old girl and another 22-year-old girl, and or actually, you know what? Let me see if I want to. Let's say this: you have a 22-year-old girl and you have a 29-year-old girl or woman or whatever. Um, one of them, they're both very attractive. Obviously, the 22-year-old has a more youthful look, and she's the type of girl that doesn't want to have a career, but she wants to find a man who will provide for her, and she'll have your children, and she'll treat you like a king, and she'll be a stay-at-home mom, and she'll cook for you every single day. She'll make sure that you have everything you need. She'll be like the what's it called, the dream wife, I suppose. Like the supportive wife who takes care of her husband, and she provides him kids, she takes care of him, and that type of shit. And on the other side, you have a 29-year-old woman who is obviously maybe a little less good looking because of the fact that she's a little older. Um, she's also not too like ecstatic on having kids. She's like she'll consider it, but she's not like super intended on having kids. She has her own career. Let's just say she's a big time lawyer or something, um, and or at least an up and coming lawyer or something like that. She has her own plans for the future when it comes to business and entrepreneurship. Which of those two girls that I have just described would you choose?
Shit, bro. Damn. I mean, I guess I would have to say about the second option, the girl. She's iffy on kids, and then
You would choose that one?
I would say I would have to, bro. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I want to have kids and I want to have a family. If she doesn't want to, then it's definitely not gonna work out, bro.
Wait, well, what did you not? What did I say?
What the?
The first one wants to have kids. She's excited about having kids. She's 22 years old. She's excited about having kids. She wants to have your
Oh
kids.
shit! Now, oh, okay, now I know why you're confused. I get my answer stupidly. Oops.
Oh yeah, I was like, what? Because
Yeah, I'd have to. I'd
you
have.
gave that
No, my
reasoning. I
bad,
was
bro.
like,
I,
what?
I gave you like 50% one for the first one and 50% for the other. No, I'd have to choose the first girl then. I want to have kids, bro.
Okay. The second girl, she will still have kids with you, but she's just not really too like she's not as enthusiastic about the idea like the first one. She'll still have kids with you, but she's not super enthusiastic like the first one is. You'd still choose the first one?
Yeah,
Why is that?
because I mean, just because she's not too enthusiastic about having kids doesn't mean that she one day wouldn't be, enthusiastic, or she might not become maybe the best mother when she thought she was never gonna be one or never wanted to be one.
So you would choose the girl who's not really as enthusiastic about it? That's the
Yeah.
older one. That's the
Oh, no,
29-year
no,
old.
no, 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 no. I'm choosing the other one.
Yeah, the 22-year old is the one that's super
Yeah, the
enthusiastic
22
about
year
it.
old.
She's super
Yeah, the
enthusiastic
22
about
year
it.
old.
But the 29-year old, she's not as enthusiastic, but she has her own career. She's an up and coming lawyer, all that type of shit. You would choose the 22-year old?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Why would you choose the 22-year old?
Family, bro. I want to have a family, and if she wants me to support her, that's understandable. That's accepted. And she could help me grow. She could be my support. She could be my back system, my backbone. She could be there to help me and help me succeed, and maybe point me in the right direction, and allow me to be able to be the best supporter for myself and for us as a family.
I mean, I would probably just choose it because she's hotter, to be honest. Um,
To me, that doesn't matter, bro. What matters more at the end of the day is having a family, dog. That's what matters to me.
I mean, that's the thing about attraction that I always kind of go to when it comes to like who's hotter. Like when it comes to younger and older. That's one of the aspects that really determine that is the whole having kids thing. Because obviously, biologically speaking, down to our DNA, our biological imperative is to procreate, right? And obviously, as men, we're gravitating towards the women who we feel will be able to procreate best. And a lot of the time, when we think in our primitive biological brains, which women will um, probably be able to provide me the most kids or whatever the case, because obviously that's the mission for every species on the planet is to procreate and continue the lineage or whatever the case, or the species in general. um that would probably have to be youthful appearance, tight skin, that type of stuff where it's like, it's youthful looks that would provide an idea to you that she is like like fertile, I guess you could say, versus the 29-year-old or 30, 31 probably won't have as much of a youthful look, which would kind of give you this idea that she's not as fertile, biologically speaking, like in the primitive brain type shit. But that's why I always say that usually when it comes to what guys find attractive, it's usually youth. Like, that's youth. We want to have kids. We're gonna go for the youthful girl because she's the one who we feel like would give us the most kids, versus like an older woman who probably won't give us it at all, or maybe very little. So
Eh, I mean, me personally, I am into older girls, but
yeah,
for this situation, I would take a
some
younger
guys
girl.
like cougars. Some guys like cougars. You never know. I know I went through that little phase as well. I liked some cougars back in my time. I won't say what time it is because that's proprietary. But either way, that is yeah, that's all I really gotta say about that about that post, buddy. I don't know if you want to just move it on.
Yeah, let's just move on, buddy.
All right, buddy. First thing that we're gonna talk about today, because we're done with the Reddits, we're done with that. First thing we're gonna talk about today is, oh my gosh, am I forgetting or am I forgetting?
Yes, you are.
Snow White.
Dun dun dun.
First thing we're gonna talk about is Snow White. Uh, I watched the movie. Rachel Ziegler, the main character, obviously the chick who plays Snow White. I'm not gonna lie to you. Probably the best part of the whole movie was her performance. She definitely gave it a good try. The writing still sucked. The new twist on the story still sucked. Other than that, I don't even know what else to say. Like, it was just a pretty sucky movie, and I don't know what's going on with Disney, man. I don't know what's going on with Disney. Disney movies are sucking right now. They're trying to do. They just keep doing that same recycling bullshit where they just recycle old IPs and turn it into live actions. It's like, bro, get creative, bro. Get fucking creative. Maybe you'll make some money if you get creative, but I don't know, buddy. What are your thoughts on the Snow White movie?
One, I think it was complete garbage. I think they should have just left it canceled like they did after she went out and started bashing the freaking story of Snow White that so many people for like almost 100 years have loved and adored, and she's people's favorite princess. And the whole story of the Prince Charming or whatever the hell his name was and shit. Pretty much she was shitting on all that, and then for her to play Snow White, that's like me shit talking Star Wars, and then I'm the new Darth Vader, right? That's like, why would I do that? And you know, she was like trying to be too woke about it. Yeah, okay, change the storyline a little bit, but bro, like, oh, she doesn't need a man. She doesn't need the whole prince to come save her, kiss her from the poison apple, and this and that. Who says she needs a man? Why do we need a man? She's an independent, whatever. And it's like, bro, that's if you're gonna be in a movie that people have loved for almost 100 years, and you're just gonna shit on it and then be the main character in the movie, either you're more stupid than the people that are gonna go watch it, or I don't know, or the people that cast you or produced it or whatever. And then number two, the whole fact that they didn't use actual little people for the seven dwarfs. I mean, they could have used real, real little people actors instead of just having CGI and shit. They could have done something.
Yeah, bro. Her whole entire demeanor through the entirety of like the marketing and whatnot for the movie, it was just so obnoxious and pretentious, and she seemed so disingenuous. Like like what you were saying, they're making a movie about a specific story that has stayed in people's hearts for like like decades upon decades upon decades, and you're shitting on the original story of the movie that you're making a movie about. That's probably not going to go over well. Because considering the fact that the people who are probably going to watch that movie are people who love the original movie or the original storyline, and you're just talking shit about it because you feel like you know best. It's like, oh, this whole idea of a woman being saved by a prince or whatever. It's just so 20 years ago, or sorry, not 20 years ago. It's just so last century, whatever. It's like, bro, you're talking about the original storyline of a beloved movie that you're now making a movie about. Are you fucking
Like,
stupid?
you should be honored and try to be as true to the story as you can,
Which is what
not
she,
talk shit about it.
yeah, which is what she was trying to do afterwards because the fucking studio was like, "Are you dumb? What are you doing? Can you like talk good about the movie now? Because you're
That's why
ruining
they
this."
canceled it in the first point, but then for some reason they decided to finish production. And then when she got all the hate for the sucky ass movie, you saw what she's been doing? Posting her flicking herself off, talking shit to all the haters that without them she wouldn't be whatever some shit. Excuse me.
Golly.
It's like, bro, how immature can you be to literally have like a deal of a lifetime to be in like a Disney princess and then go and say literally fuck you to all these people who are the only reason you got like $40 million for the movie
That's what I'm
when you
saying, bro.
wouldn't even have gotten $10 for the fucking movie.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
one, yeah, she's this girl, she just wasn't good in any aspect of the movie. And I think it's sad, bro, that Disney was like trying to do something good, but they unfortunately went the route with this stupid girl
Yeah,
and
no,
storyline.
yeah, no, 100%. And like I said, I'm not gonna lie. She was actually probably the best part of the entire movie. Her performance, at least, it, it's it was still a shitty movie, granted, because of the fact that obviously they changed the story how they changed it, and it didn't go over how they felt like it would probably gonna go over, considering people's disdain for what it is to be woke today or whatever the case may be. But fuck, I forgot where I was gonna go. Oh yeah, she gave a pretty good performance though, considering who she is as an actual person and the fact that I fucking despise her as like a person. Not that I despise her, but she's like fucking annoying to me in as a person. But she actually performed pretty well considering the script and everything. The person that I feel like should never get a fucking role in Hollywood ever again, at least not for a big fucking role like that, is Gal Gadot, bro. Get her the fuck off my screen, bro. She's the most monotone fucking like the most monotone and emotionless,
Boring.
boring actress that is getting a lot of roles now. Like, bro, just God, she's just a horrible actress, bro. Like, fucking hell, dude. And that movie just solidified that for me. Because when she was Wonder Woman, there were some lines that she was delivering which were so bad. It was fucking crazy. In was it Fast and Furious that she was in? Yeah, right.
I believe so.
Yeah, Fast and Furious. She was also fucking giving some monotone ass lines and shit. It's just, bro, like, get her off my fucking screen already, bro. Like, she's just not. She's not even pretty either, bro. Like, people be saying she's pretty and shit, bro. She's not fucking pretty. I don't know what the fuck people talking about.
Yeah,
But
she is pretty. She's a pretty woman.
oh, it's that you like the type of Amazonian looking chicks like her. I mean, I don't know.
Tall girls, bro.
This guy likes them tall, bro. Maddie is 4'9", and this guy likes the tall girls, bro.
Not 4'9". I'm 4'10".
You should have been one of the little people in the fucking
No,
Snow White movie.
I should have gotten that role.
Yeah, bro. At least it would have been fucking. At least it would have been more genuine, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, but that whole movie, bro, that is what it is. But I mean, the whole thing about Gal Gadot, I could admit, bro, she has like no range from the movies I've seen of her, bro.
That's what I'm
Like
saying, bro. That's what I'm
she
saying.
literally just talks. No, don't do that. no,
That's what I'm
please
saying.
don't do that. And it's literally like probably the most, it's trying to be the most depressing scene in cinema. And she's literally, no, you can't do that. You mean so much to everybody. Please don't. No. It's like, bro, are you
Yeah, bro.
do you even care?
That's what I'm saying. She just doesn't feel like her performances don't feel like they don't derive any emotion from me except for like boredom. Like what the fuck is this shit? Um, I, I just it's just crazy to me, man. Like she keeps getting these fucking roles, and she's just so monotone and boring in every single one of them. Fortunately, though, from what I've been hearing from people and like their reactions to the Snow White movie and stuff like that, but they're still fans of Disney and they want Disney to come back to to normal, or I guess to good standing. People are excited for the Lilo and Stitch movie.
Oh, hell yeah, my boy.
This Maddie's one of them. I'll tell you what. I've never actually seen a Lilo and Stitch movie in my life. Never.
You're missing out.
I've heard. I've heard. I've heard. I've never actually seen a Lilo and Stitch movie before. I've never seen the shows or anything like that. Supposedly, I didn't even know there were shows until Maddie told me.
Yes.
But it's interesting that they're gonna bring that into live action. I wonder what it's actually gonna be like. At least the alien, because to me, bro, live action means live action.
His name is Stitch. Thank you.
This bro, fucking nerd. But you know, like I don't know, man. It's just people be calling shit live action and just using CGI for that shit nowadays, bro. But it's it's fine. It's fine. I'm curious to know what the movie's gonna be like though, buddy. You're excited for it and shit.
Oh yeah, from bro, just from the trailer, like it looks like it's gonna be amazing, bro. Like the way that they have animated Stitch and made him like an actual like being, it looks amazing. Lilo, I think that girl is adorable. I think she's gonna be a perfect Lilo. Um, and Nani, she looks like she's gonna do good in the movie as like the older sister having to be mother type shit. What I'm not is Plickly and Gantu. You know, I'm really I believe that's his name, Gantu or whatever the hell that fat alien is that created Stitch. Um, it looks like it's gonna be a good movie, bro. I don't know if they're gonna do like what they are Disney's normally doing right now, where they just make everything like they just make the animated movie just live action, you know? So I don't know if they're gonna do that or if they're gonna actually maybe do their own storyline of something different. But this movie does look like it's gonna be real good, bro.
Yeah, maybe it's gonna be a good first step in bringing Disney back to people's good graces.
Oh,
But
100%, bro.
yeah,
It's gonna
bro.
make them regain their faith in Disney, bro, after Snow White, dog.
Yeah.
100%.
Plus, Marvel's been doing shit recently. I mean, it's been doing shit for a while now. And the new Fantastic Four movie's coming out soon as well. So
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
maybe this new Lilo and Stitch movie's fire, and then the Fantastic Four coming out after that. Who knows? Maybe two bangers, and Disney might be on the right track to come back from their slump or whatever the case. And obviously they got that Avatar movie coming out at the end of the year, Fire and Ash, bro. That shit supposedly I heard it's gonna be 3 hours and 12 minutes long, bro.
And supposedly it's supposed to be the best out of all the three, like the most emotional, according to the people who got like I don't know, like the directors or whoever the people are that are making it, said it's like the most intense one that they've ever made yet so far.
Yeah, we'll see, bro. They've been saying that shit about every single one of the fucking avatars they've been making, but I mean, I don't know. I'll tell you what, the second one that they made, the what was it called? The Way of Water.
Yeah, I think that was the name. Yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I actually liked it. The main thing I liked about it though, the story was okay. The main thing I liked about it was the fucking visuals. Oh my gosh, was that movie beautiful? That was a
yeah,
beautiful movie.
yeah. That's one thing that these producers and these directors do. They make the visuals, the colors, just the like bringing a whole different planet to like reality. They do that very well.
No, yeah, bro, it's fucking Yeah, just that's what the Avatar movies have always done very well is the fucking visuals and the way the movies look. It's just beautiful. The world that they built, it's a beautiful world, man. It's a beautiful world. And I'm not gonna lie. You know, now that we're talking about Disney, I'm bro. Don't those annual passes? I think I mentioned it last episode. Them shits are cheap as shit. I'm fucking buying them bitches, and I'm going to Disney, bro, because I love Disney, bro. I've always been a Disney guy. Um,
And
I'm
you've never watched Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch has a glitch, Leroy and Stitch, or the cartoon. What's wrong with you, my boy?
I'm also a DC fan. I hate Marvel. No, it's just I don't know. For me personally, I've never seen Lilo and Stitch. I was more towards the princesses, although that sounds pretty gay. But also like
Nah,
I
bro, I
absolutely
love Belle.
adored Pixar. I fucking loved Pixar. So Lilo and Stitch was like a Disney movie, a Disney animated movie. I was more towards the Pixar shit. I love Toy Story. I love The Incredibles. I fucking adored Monsters University and Monsters Inc. I loved Pixar. That was my shit. Cars, I loved Cars. Bro, just everything Pixar was my shit. I wasn't really a big fan of the animated movies that just came from Disney themselves. I watched some of them, but you know, to a certain degree, I was just definitely more so towards the Pixar. Um, but I'm definitely gonna go soon, bro. I gotta go. I haven't been in forever. I don't think I've been in like a decade. I would say probably
Yo, dog,
maybe
you
a
and your
little less.
fiance gotta go, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, she wants to. She's been wanting to go to Disney. We've been to Universal. I think because I went for the 2023. I think it was 2024 maybe. Um, Halloween Horror Nights. So we went to Universal that time, and then we went to Universal a little bit after that because we were gonna go for my nephew's birthday because we were gonna spend it there, and we went there as well that time. And I don't really think we went ever again. We've been to like Disney Springs and like City Walk and stuff like that. Every now and again, we go to like Orlando, just spend the weekend there. But we haven't really been to the parks like that. But bro, I'm gonna get this annual pass, bro. Best believe I'm gonna abuse the fuck out that shit. I'm going to Orlando every other weekend, bro. Catch me there, bro. But but no, I just love Disney, man. And she's been telling me she's been wanting to go for a while. We've never really gone. Well, not really. We just never gone together at all. So I
Huh.
think I think finally being able to go to Disney with her and Magic Kingdom and fucking Epcot and Animal Kingdom. That's where they have the Avatar shit. Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm excited for it, but it is what it is. Um, Now it's just like the days passing by so fucking slow until it gets to the point where I'm actually able to go. But whatever, it's fine. It's fine. I don't
Yeah, I
complain.
get you, bro.
Yeah, you always
That's what
get
I'm
that, right?
actually doing, bro. I'm actually gonna get the annual pass too. Might as well for $100.
Oh,
And
for
then I'm gonna
Universal.
get the annual pass. No, I'm gonna get both, man. I'm getting it for
Damn.
Universal and for Disney, bro.
Sheesh. All right, bet. Joe, we should go together, bro. Damn.
Hells yeah, doggy.
Yeah, bro. We should go together. You get the fucking annual pass for Disney, bro. Let's go. Let's plan a little weekend and we'll just fucking drive up there and hang out at fucking Disney for like the day or
Guys
some shit.
trip.
Boys trip, yeah. Nah, but what's it called? But no, dude, I can't wait. No, it's you're gonna get both of them though.
I mean, yeah, because I'm gonna be going to Universal a couple of times this year, and then Disney, since it's already 100, I might as well get it, even even if I don't go, I at least got it for $100.
Yeah. Plus the Universal ones I've heard are also a lot, like cheap as well, or somewhat cheaper than they used to be. But how it feels to be fucking what's it called? Florida residents. It's great out here, man.
Oh, we get such a nice discount for that, man.
For real, people who are outside of Florida, they have to get the most expensive Disney pass.
Yo, bro,
Yeah, it's
I couldn't
crazy.
do that shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what I mean. But for us, bro, we get to get the what's that shit called? The Pixie Dust Pass, and then you have the pirate pass. I think it is or something like that. But I don't know. I love Disney. I'm gonna get those fucking passes, bro, and it's gonna be great. I'm gonna go like literally at least once a month, bro. At least once a month. Just fucking
Hey,
bro. I'm at least once a month. I'm gonna fucking put miles on this damn car, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I might even just use the Bright Line for once, But but yeah, buddy, it's gonna be a good Disney experience, I think. On top of the fact that they've been taking out that gay shit, all that pride shit, they've been taking it out because of Ron DeSantis. W Ron, but but yeah, uh, I haven't gone in forever, bro. I'm trying to get back to there.
as we should, bro. Especially now that all these people are fucking leaving Florida since spring break is over, it's gonna be a lot better for us.
Oh, 100%, dude, 100%. But dude, we got the Fantastic Four movie coming up for Disney. But I wanted to get your thoughts
Yes,
because
buddy.
we also talked about Avatar Fire and Ash and whatnot. What do you think? Because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know this was coming out until I saw it right now. Like this very moment I saw it, I was like, what the fuck? The Mandalorian and Grogu, they're making a movie about that.
Oh shit, are they?
Yeah, bro, supposedly. Um, I don't even
The
know
hell
if
they gonna make a movie about? They've had two fucking seasons of doing the same shit. What the fuck are they gonna make
three.
a movie
It's been
about?
like 3 seasons, hasn't it? I think it was like three.
Yeah,
They had fucking
we're
Lizzo
still
in that
waiting for
shit.
four.
Yeah, they had Lizzo, fucking um, Jabba the Hutt's daughter and shit. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? And
They
then,
had Doc Brown in this shit.
yeah, bro. Like, I mean, I don't know if they're gonna restart the story and do it again, which I don't know why they would do that, or if they're gonna just continue where they left off. But I'm gonna keep it real. I haven't even seen the last season for Mandalorian because I heard that shit was ass. But but I don't know. I mean, bro, I'm not gonna lie though. When Mandalorian first came out, I watched it. I adored that fucking show. That show was amazing, and I love the Star Wars universe. And Grogu was awesome as a character. Fucking Din Djarin or whatever, and Mando, phenomenal character as well. The world building was amazing. Like that right there was the way Star Wars should be treated, and we hadn't received that in a while. And to see that and to watch that show when it first came out, it was just a breath of fresh fucking air, breath of fresh Naboo air. You know what I mean? It was just amazing. But
Star Wars reference.
yeah, but it was just I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know, man. Just the way they fucked it up in the third season. I just hate Disney's like the people who are the leaders of the whole Star Wars franchise and whatnot. I forgot what her name is. Catherine something.
Yeah, she's getting fired. You know who we need? Dave Filoni and ¿cómo se llama this other guy?
John Favreau.
Um, yeah, they're the
Yeah,
only
bro.
ones that, bro. Look what they did with Star Wars: The Clone Wars, a cartoon that we grew up with, dog. That show is one of the best shows ever. Not even just Star Wars, just ever. It's action packed. It's amazing, bro. And there's so much detail and story behind it.
Yeah, bro. And that's the thing. We have to get people who actually give a shit about the characters, give a shit about the world, give a shit about the story of Star Wars. You know, it's like they're hiring people just because they want to hire. I don't know. I don't even know why they would hire them. DEI or some shit. You got to
Oh,
get people who actually care about the story, who care about the original intent for the story, who want to respect the characters and the plot lines and everything like that. And there's nobody who loves Star Wars who's a director more than Jon Favreau. That dude fucking loves Star Wars.
he
And
lives Star
yeah, bro,
Wars.
he fucking loves that shit. And the way, like the first 2 seasons, they gave him free reign to direct it how he wanted to, The Mandalorian, because he directed The Mandalorian first 2 seasons, for all 3 seasons actually. But the first 2 seasons, they gave him free reign, direct it how you want, do what you want with it. It's your baby. He had so much success with that. The story was so fucking good. It was amazing. Turned out better than expected. And then Disney got their claws on it again on season 3. They started to get more micromanaging on it, and the fucking season was ass. Like, you just gotta you gotta give these people who actually love the stories and actually love the characters and respect it and have this drive to really make a good new movie or new show about it. You got to give them the control, bro. Not these fucking higher up execs that just want to milk it for money and shit like that. Because
What
it's
they
never
did
gonna
with the
work.
Acolyte, how terrible.
Yeah, it's the same thing they did with Snow White, bro. They just put it out because they wanted to milk some money out of it, but it's never gonna work out, bro. It's never gonna work out that way. You're just gonna get a bunch of flops like the Acolyte. It's just
Garbage.
yeah, it's gonna suck. But you know you have to you gotta give it to the people who actually care about the story, bro. Otherwise, I mean, what the fuck are you doing at this point? You know what I mean? You're just making shit that you think like you're just rushing it or making whatever story that's like DEI or woke because you think it's gonna give you fucking you know money at the box office or some shit. But I don't know. Shit pisses me off because I love Star Wars, bro. I love Star Wars.
Yeah, they should hire people who love Star Wars too, bro. Did you ever see the interview of the actors from the Acolyte that when they were asked about Star Wars questions, they're like, "Oh yeah, my favorite part was when Anakin blew up the Death Star."
Yeah, bro. They don't know shit, bro. They don't know fucking anything, dog.
Like, come on, bro. Like, like if you're gonna be part of this franchise, at least know the fucking names, dog.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And like you're as an actor, I understand you might not always be a fan of what you're acting in. I get it, But at the very
Yeah,
least, like do your homework because it's something that people actually care about. It's a big franchise that there's it's a big fan base. At least do your homework, watch the movies. I don't know how hard it is. How hard is it for these actors, $1 million millionaires and multimillionaire actors to sit down for a little bit and watch some movies? Just watch the fucking movies, man. That's all you got to do. Watch the Clone Wars. That's all you got to fucking do. That's all you got to fucking do. You know what I'm saying? Get to know the characters at least a little bit, and then at the very least you'll have an idea on how to truly portray these characters. Like,
yeah.
it's like what people do, like what Heath Ledger did for the Joker. He actually researched the Joker and shit like that. He really put himself into that character. He really wanted to portray it well, and look at how it turned out. He was one of the best, if not the best, Joker portrayals in the fucking history of the Joker. Same thing with what's this fucking
Jack
person?
Nicholson.
Oh yeah, same thing with
Nicholson.
Nicholson with the Joker as well. But just also the Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves loves the Batman. He loves the story of the Batman and the comics and all that stuff. And the dude knows how to direct, and he makes the story based off of the actual character and to show respect to the actual character and the fan base. That's what you need, not the fucking shitty ass um oh, we just want some money, so we're gonna make some show that's DEI and woke and hope people like it. It's like, it's just cop out and cheap.
Yeah, well, they didn't do a good job with that shit, bro.
The Acolyte, bro. That shit was ass.
The Asalite. Ah,
but not, and just going further on in the whole entire like they're doing it for money type shit. They're making a Toy Story 5 as well.
bro, they gotta hang that up, dog.
That's what
Toy
I'm
Story's done.
saying, bro. They
They
should
should
have,
have been done after 3.
yeah, they should have been done at 3, bro. 3 was a phenomenal movie. 4 was just like was I was just asking myself why the entire time, just why. Did you watch 4?
No, I didn't even bother. What, to watch fucking Sporky for them to they were so I don't have I fucking ideas that they literally just put a fucking spork as a character?
Yeah, no, that's the what's it called? The Sporky thing, the Sporky what's the word? Like storyline and shit like that. Dude, I don't know. It's just it was not a good movie, bro. It was not a good movie. They should have ended with 3. And then, bro, some of the other notable um things that they're gonna be releasing soon. They got a Tangled live action movie, which I fucking adore. Tangled. I love Tangled. My favorite Disney princess of all time. Tangled.
Really, Rapunzel's your favorite Disney
She's my
princess?
favorite. She's my favorite. And then another reason why I want to go to Disney so bad as well is because they recently, the fact that they rebranded or like they redesigned the Splash Mountain ride.
Oh yeah, they're making it Tiana's whatever.
Yeah, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. That is my second favorite princess, Disney princess. I fucking love Tiana and the Princess and the Frog. I fucking love that movie. So I also want to go there and ride that ride as well.
Wow.
Yeah. Which ones are yours if you have to choose?
What, princess?
Yeah, favorite Disney princess.
Oof. I definitely have to say, uh, Cinderella, Belle, Ariel.
Basic ass motherfucker. I like Belle. I love Beauty and the Beast. That's a good movie. But Cinderella, she's pretty boring. The
Pretty boring.
Little Mermaid is okay, I guess. Whatever.
Wow, she could breathe underwater.
But I'm not gonna lie, that shit would be a dope ass thing to be able to do. Breathe underwater. Shit. Let me
Fuck yeah.
let me grow some gills on my neck. But they also have
Huh.
slated. They have Avatar 4 and 5, so they're not gonna finish with the Ash and Fire, whatever the fuck that thing's called. They're doing a fourth and a fifth one, which goodness gracious, man, just fucking good. They're gonna milk that franchise for all it's got too. Um, and then another Star Wars thing that they're gonna come out with, Star Wars: Dawn of the Jedi, which is supposedly a story that is set 25,000 years before Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope, and focuses on the discovery of the Force. I'm actually really interested in that. That actually sounds pretty damn cool. I just hope that whoever is going to be doing it is actually a fan of the fucking movies. Who was the other person that you said? You said John Favreau and who else?
Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni. Okay, yeah, no, that's it's the director for this one. Supposedly, it's James Mangold. So
Never heard of that fucker.
me neither. Me neither. Who the fuck is that guy? And then they're
Oh
doing the
man.
live action Tangled. They're gonna do the Blade movie. They're doing a another Star Wars, the New Jedi Order. Apparently, well, I don't know. That sounds pretty fucking shitty.
The new Jedi. Oh gee whiz, bro.
That's pretty much and that's pretty much all the really like the big releases that I can see here that are gonna be coming on. They're doing a Hercules movie. That should be pretty cool.
Ooh, Hercules. That I really love Hercules, bro.
Me too. I love Hercules as well. I fuck with Hercules.
I relate to him. You know that story is actually based on my life.
Um, you know that's awesome, Maddie. That's I'm gonna affirm your delusion, I guess. You know,
Oh, thank you, buddy. That's so
like
sweet of
they
you.
do with the trannies. Sorry,
Oh my
no, no.
god.
All right, so we talked about that Disney stuff. I'm gonna be going back. I'm not gonna lie. I might even record a little something, post it on the Instagram or some shit. A little story for the CatFiveBoys Instagram. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? But yeah. So that's all for Disney and their fucking releases and shit like that, and Disney news or whatever the case may be. I love Disney. I love Universal.
Lilo
Fucking,
and Stitch coming out in May.
I can tell you who's definitely gonna be watching that shit. Is this guy right here?
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna be in my onesie.
Yeah, fucking this. Oh no. Oh my gosh. I just realized what the fuck you said. Oh, what a fucking nerd. Anyways, so moving on. Let's talk a little bit about the the switch up of the liberals and Tesla with Elon Musk. I remember before when they used to have the Green New Deal going on and they wanted to do that bullshit, and they were backing up Elon Musk like crazy. They were telling back when Elon Musk was also a little bit of a lefty. They were telling him, "Hey, dude, Teslas are the way to go. This, that, and the third." And now they're burning them fuckers in the streets and shit like that in front of Tesla headquarters and whatnot.
Yeah, they're destroying them in dealerships. They're destroying them in people's properties, freaking parking lots. They're destroying them everywhere, dog.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. It's fucking wild to me how that switch up happened. Bro, big ass switch up, bro. Big ass switch up. I think they even didn't Biden like put like a thing. What's that shit called? I don't know. I guess
An order?
yeah, an order or
It's
rule
like
or
an
something like that.
executive order.
Yeah, that people are gonna have to like be forced to get electric cars now or something.
Yeah, like in 10 or 15 years or some shit like that, that everyone is gonna have to be required to only manufacture and own electric cars. And everyone's like, yeah, electric cars save the planet, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But yet you're causing millions of dollars in in damages that you're literally destroying vehicles for no reason after you were saying how amazing everything was.
Yeah, simply because you don't like the guy who is
Because
like
of
the
your
owner.
political beliefs, dog.
That's what
Like
I'm saying.
and I don't know how you could be mad at a man who is literally saving your money from being spent on stupid shit when you as an American get three, four, $500 taken out of your taxes, and you have to pay if you don't have insurance with your job or whatever, you have to pay out of pocket when you go to the doctor 50, $100 for a basic, checkup that you're sick and you need help.
Yeah.
Like I'm not upset over that shit. I would love for to be able to just pay maybe 50 bucks or whatever when I have to go to the doctor when I'm sick or in the future my kids, bro. Like how is that fair to me? Oh, but no, we have to help the sex change in mice in Uganda. Like, bro, why are you spending $150 million being taken away from the American people to make a male mouse a female mouse? What the fuck is the point of that? You want to do something crazy? Fucking breed a mouse with a rat or breed it with a dog. I don't know. Do some stupid shit like that. Don't fucking spend millions of dollars that are taken away from you that you can't go on vacation because you're not getting your full check when you're supposed to be making 16, 17, let's say 1800 on a basic normal job nowadays, but your check every 2 weeks is 1,200, 1,100, 1,300. You know that right there, especially down here in Miami, bro. Normal rent is about $2,000,
Yeah, bro. Rent for like an apartment is crazy expensive, bro.
and
One
for not
bedroom,
even
one
something
bath.
crazy.
Yeah, bro. One bedroom, one bath does not go south of 1,600, bro. Does not go south of that.
It's fucking expensive out here, dog. But it's okay. Just let's hate Elon Musk for stopping the government spending of money that's being taken away from you. Oh, but let's be even more mad because they're giving it back to us because we don't deserve it. We don't deserve our money that we work 40 plus hours a week for. We're too greedy for that. The fuck, get the fuck out of here. You don't have the right mindset if that's how you're gonna think, man. In my opinion, I'm happy we're getting the money back. I'm happy to receive that $5,000 check.
Bro, if
That's
that
really gonna help
actually,
out people, bro.
yeah, if that actually comes, a $12,000 check for fucking Doge savings and shit, that would actually be kind of crazy. That would actually kind of be fucking insane. I'm putting that shit in. I don't even know what I'm putting that. I'm not even gonna say it because that's none of these fucking people's business. All these people listening right now, none of your fucking business. Anyway, sorry. Um, no, I mean I think it. I understand if people have their disagreements when it comes to the whole like Doge thing and they don't like Elon Musk. I get it. Whatever. You don't like the guy. Cool. Whatever. I don't even like the guy. The thing about it though, it just kind of goes to show how emotional the left is and how like like controlled by their emotions the left truly is, bro. Where they're gonna really burn cars in order to spite a dude they don't like who's in power, who's a multi-billionaire by the way, who's not gonna give a fuck about you burning his car. You think he's gonna give a shit because you fucking destroyed one of his fucking cars or some shit? He's not gonna give a singular fuck. But you do it because you're butthurt that Elon Musk is doing these things with Doge and you don't like the guy, so you're gonna burn and destroy his car because it's gonna make you feel like you're sticking it to the man. It's like, bro, it just go like I said, it just goes to show how emotional lefties truly are, bro, and how driven by emotion they truly are. It's really just cringy to see, to be honest with you, man. It really is.
That and it's blind leadership, not blind following is the proper terminology I could say.
Yeah, just like uh, yeah, just being a blind follower. Yeah, like you said, it's always I will say though, they have some like the lefties, they got a fan base that is very dedicated, you know what I'm saying? Cuz at the very least, bro, they'll hear some shit, it's like, "Oh, we're supposed to hate Biden. I mean, we're supposed to hate Musk now? Okay, bet we hate Musk. But we're not just going to hate Musk because, the rest of the left hates Musk. No, we're going to hate Musk like we hate Musk. We're gonna hate Musk like he killed my little puppy. We're gonna hate Musk like he ran over my puppy and didn't even stop. We're gonna destroy his business. We're gonna boycott. We're gonna It's like, bro, it's reminiscent of the time when Trump won the first time, and then that meme was going around of that girl and like or that fucking she thing, whatever the fuck.
That's in front of the White House screaming her head
Yeah,
off.
screaming her fucking life away, bro. That's what it's reminiscent about to me personally.
Yeah, bro. It really does bother me how unfortunately a lot of the Democratic Party is so easily manipulated and they believe it when in reality it's their own people that are feeding them false information, lies, litigate, and all these problems and shit. When in reality, they're the ones that are the problem. Like their leaders, the people that they chose to like lead them, be their voice. And so instead of watching it, Elon Musk is stealing your money. We should take to the streets. He's a monster. All these old white people, and it's like, bro, do you not understand that the government from democratic bills and laws or whatever are giving billions and trillions of dollars to other countries for other shit when you have people like us that work 40 plus hours a week who struggle to just be able to, you know, do anything, can't even go on vacation every year. That this is my first vacation in 2, 3, no, at 4 years. And it's like, bro, it's because you can't afford shit because you get taxed for fucking everything. You get taxed on your taxes, bro. That's how crazy it is.
Bro,
You
it's
have to pay
wild.
taxes on the money. that's being taxed.
Yeah, yeah, bro. It's fucking crazy. It's like to think that we had a revolution over a fucking tea tax, and now we're getting taxed on our income. We're getting taxed on the money we make. We get taxed on the money we spent. We get taxed on the roads we drive on. We get tolled on roads we drive on. We get taxed on our own properties that we bought with our own money. And apparently we own this property, but no, because we have to do property tax. We still have to pay people. We still have to pay the government um, money on my property, the thing that I supposedly own. But I have to pay tax on that as well. I have to pay tax on Social Security. I have to pay tax on health insurance. Like, bro, you pay tax on. They tax you on every fucking thing they can tax you on, bro. It's insane to me.
Yeah, bro. No, and then oh, but it's okay because they're saving whatever the fuck they say, and it's very aggravating, bro. Because it's like they don't see it because they're so blind to the reality. Just because, and it's like I forgot who it is. It's the hate Donald Trump syndrome or disease that just because some
Yeah,
people
it's
hate Donald
the
Trump.
Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, I don't agree with everything the president has said. I don't agree with the things he did, a lot of the things he did in his past. But you know what? Look what he's doing. He saved billions of dollars, and bro. Within his first fucking 2 weeks of being president, he's like, guys, I've cut enough spending that within a few months, I'm gonna be able to give each of you taxpayers $5,000 check. You know what? And those are the same people that are burning the Teslas, burning businesses, looting, robbing, stealing, and all this shit, causing mayhem, telling people that Republicans are evil, maniacal, racist, monsters. But yeah, we're not the ones burning cars, attempting, murders on the president's life and those who are part of his, know, uh, party. That it's all Democrats, and it's so sad that they're portraying Republicans as the enemy when in reality we're not the enemy. We see that Democrats are lying to you, but you're too blind from being a follower to not see it. Like all I remember is gas has been expensive. I couldn't get groceries. Excuse me, because it's hella expensive. Can't go on vacation because I get taxed so much from my check that I can't even keep shit in my savings because car payments are high, housing is high, all this shit is high as fuck, bro. And it's like, when can I live? You can't.
Yeah, you
Oh,
you
but
live to work at this point. You don't work so you can live. You live so you like just to work. Like that's how we
yeah.
live in today. But that's the thing, bro. It's like it's really a shame. It's the same people who complain about prices being up, about gasoline prices being up and all that type of shit, about how they can't afford to live and whatnot. It's those same people who then complain about Elon Musk saving you money and using your taxpayer money for actual things that would actually make life easier for you and all this type of shit. Trump's efforts to actually try to make life easier. Obviously, the Democrats' way of doing things has not worked for a while from the past presidents that we've had for them. Trump is trying to switch it up, and you're not even allowing him the opportunity to be able to enact the things that he wants to do in order to make your life better. You're just automatically, with your Trump derangement syndrome, just automatically assuming that he's the orange man and he's bad. So we're gonna hate him. We're gonna burn the cars of the people that he's associated with and whatnot, and then we're gonna complain about prices being really high. And then when Elon Musk says he's trying to save us money by making sure the government is efficient and whatnot with the obviously that department, you know now we're gonna burn his cars and shit like that, and we're gonna say that he's a piece of shit, even though we're also complaining about our taxpayer money being used for bullshit. But he's not a good guy because we don't like him. It's just these people are so like ruled by emotion that they don't see how absolutely ridiculous their the way that their beliefs are when it comes to this shit. I understand if you want more taxes. I understand if you like the way Democrats do things better. But at the very least, give the man Trump, he's your new president whether you like it or fucking not. Give him an opportunity to enact the things that he wants to do. Give him an opportunity to be able to actually do what he set out to do. And then if he does a shit job, we can all fucking talk shit about him later. But he hasn't even fucking gone halfway through the first year of his presidency, and people are already like burning
And he's
fucking
already
cars and
done
shit.
more than Biden did in the last 4 fucking years.
Yeah, and even beyond that, people are still talking shit about him. They're not even giving him a fucking opportunity to be able to do anything. He's just automatically a bad guy because he's orange. It's like, bro, let him do his fucking thing. Give him the opportunity to fucking work. That's the same shit I did with Joe Biden. When Joe Biden won the presidency, but when he won, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, bro, we're cooked. But I was saying the entire time. You can ask my family. You can ask all of my homies at that time. Bro, I was saying the same thing. He's still my president, and I hope to God he does a good job. I hope he does a good job. I hope he's able to lower prices. I hope it booms the economy. I hope he's the best president we've ever had in our entire life. Even though he's Democrat, and even though I don't like his wife or him or the people he surrounds himself with, I still want him to do a good job because at the end of the day, it directly affects me. You know what I'm saying? These people are who don't like Trump, Democrats and whatnot, the leftists. They they hate the man so much that they'll wish him bad, even though he is their fucking president. It's like, bro, wouldn't it make sense for you to wish he does a good job so that he can actually provide you with a better life, easier to live, you know, more opportunity to enjoy the fruits of life and whatnot. I mean, dude, I'm gonna put it right here. Florida paycheck calculator. Let's say I put it in the calculator that this random person makes $20 an hour. They work 80 hours every 2 weeks. They would make a gross earnings of 1,600, and the take home is 1,364. They take in taxes just off the first paycheck because that's obviously half of the month. $236 off your paycheck, just like that. $236 that could easily be going to a savings account, to your 401k, to any other sort of thing that could be making you richer, which would make you spend more money in the economy, which would boom the economy even more, in my opinion. It's like, bro, they tax you on every fucking thing, and these people are not giving Trump the opportunity to even do anything. It's crazy. Trump derangement.
It is, bro, and it's so sad because yeah, he's not a perfect person. Nobody is, but look what he's already done. Gas has already gone down like a few tenths of a cent already. You know, we're already saving billions and billions of dollars. Where in time, once there's more money collected, you that's going to go back to you, the American person. And you know what? That the same people who are wishing death upon Trump, harm upon him, people who've tried to take his life, someone who almost took his life, and this and that. I guarantee you, when they receive that $5,000 check in the mail, they're not gonna fucking deny it and send it back, return to sender. No, 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 no. You know what they'll do? They'll probably do some fraudulent ass shit to try to get maybe another two, three checks from it. Oh, this will show him. You know, it's so sad. Oh, I hate Trump. This and that. Republicans are crazy. This and that. Really, within just the first few weeks of Trump being president, he gave you $5,000 back of the money that you were being robbed of. Oh, but he's still a bad person. Oh, he took away the Department of Education, which good for him because that's complete bullshit. And, you know, especially for the learning system of the kids nowadays. You know, good that the kids are now are going to be able to actually learn in the system that they deserve. Oh, but you know, he's a racist. He's this and that. What's racist? What's racist? I don't hear him starting KKK meetings. I don't see him doing any of that. I don't see him, you know, using foul, stereotypical, not stereotypical, racial slurs. I don't see any of that. I see a man who loves America and is trying to help save the American people from the Democratic Party screwing us or screwing them for the last 4 years and pretending that their shit doesn't stink and that he's a problem. And I don't know if you remember this, bro, but a lot of people didn't see it. But so you remember how before Trump took office, everything was still hella expensive. You know, everything was still high. Couldn't, you know, car payments, you know, everything expensive as shit. Oh, gas is still high under President Donald Trump. He's raising prices. He's doing this and that. Still can't afford eggs. Trump is the worst president ever. Bro, he's been in office for 20 hours. What the how much do you think he could do? But look what he did in 2 weeks, bro. Is giving everybody almost $5,000 back.
Yeah,
Is
bro.
making payments low.
At the end of the day, regardless of who's president, I feel like the smartest thing that would make sense at least it would make sense to me would be to just hope that he does a good job, whoever it may be. Like if Hillary would have been president, I hope that she does a good job because at the end of the day, bruh, logic would tell you you're still a citizen of the country that this person is president of. Their presidency directly affects you. Wouldn't you want them to do a good job, regardless of whether or not you agree with them? Because at the end of the day, if they do a bad job, it's gonna affect you as a fucking citizen of the country. And if they do a good job, it's gonna affect you as a citizen of the country as well in a good way, bro. It just makes sense, you know. But just seeing these people like just I don't know. People have their cults, and people like to to set fire to shit that they don't like or that their cult doesn't like, rather, that their cult doesn't follow. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, bro, it is sad, but again, at the end of the day, it's the fact of blind followings, bro. There's a lot of great he's done. There's a lot of bad he's done and said and everything. But at the end of the day, he's for the American people. He's for putting Americans first. He is for securing American jobs, American industry, which is what we need. We're almost, probably by the end of the year, maybe mid next year, we'll be completely out of debt, completely, and we'll even be in the best economic state we've been, probably even before even his last presidency. Will probably be even better. But it's just the fact that the people hate him so much because of the shit he said years ago and the things he does and the way he acts. You know what? I'd rather have a guy that acts like him and says the shit he says, but get shit done than somebody who made false promises and gives my money away. Because let me tell you something, it sucks to see fucking $400, 300, high $300 being taken out of my check every 2 weeks and not being able to, and barely being able to survive. That I'm after paying the bills of the month, that I'm left with 100 and something dollars to get me by until next payday. What can I do with $100? I can't save. I can't build my future with that. I can't. What am I supposed to do? Put $50 in my savings and then be left with what? 80 bucks? What? So I can maybe go get a biggie bag from Wendy's and have to survive off of that? No, man. Now that everything economically is going to be better, freaking payments are going to be going lower on houses, mortgages are going to be lowered, credit card payments are going to be lowered, no taxes on a lot of things, overtime. So that means that you'll be able to work, and every single penny that you get from working overtime, it's going to go straight to you. No, no being taxed, which is even better for businesses because then they don't have to pay even more taxes on your employment, which means they get a benefit on that, which means they'll encourage you to pay more, which means they'll be able to lower their prices and get more business since, oh, shit, I bought, let's say, $10 million worth uh, of shit last year, but now it's worth five. You know what? I can buy more now and sell even more. That's what people don't understand. They're thinking more. They're thinking more about people's wokeism. They're not thinking about the economic and the just the whole beneficial aspect of what Trump is trying to do and what he has done and what he plans on doing. It's amazing. I could go on about it. I don't want to keep going because I feel like I'm just rambling, but it's just I'm just very passionate about having people understand the reality of the situation, that it's not just because he doesn't care who he talks to or what he says, or no filter. It's the fact that he's doing shit for your best interest and people still hate him for that. And it really sucks when the man is giving you your money back. He's helping lower your car payments. He's gonna eliminate your credit card freaking whatchamacallit, debts or whatever. He's gonna eliminate your student loans. You know how many people are still paying off their student loans and they're in their fucking 50s and 60s, bro? Do you know how sad that is that they went to school 20, 25, 30 years ago and they're still paying it off? Like, how sad is that?
Yeah, that type of shit is that's the scam of America, bro. Is being in debt. It's like, bro, there's so many different ways you can be in debt to the country, be in debt to a organization or some shit like that. That's how they get you, bro. That's how they get you. You're
Yeah,
always paying back something, always.
100%. He wants to eliminate that. Like, I guarantee when I was in college, there was a woman. She was in her late 40s. She went back to, she was a nurse, right? She would work night shifts like 12, 14, 16 hours, whatever. And then she would go to school for a few hours and then take care of her kids. I guarantee you, just from nursing school, you got to have a lot of money. Just I think ¿cómo se llama? One term, I guess I'll say, bro, it's like I think $10,000. Just one fucking term is 10K. Like, bro, I don't know about you, but you have to work for months and months without spending any money on rent, car payments, phone bill, food. You have to literally work for months and months just to be able to pay off that. And you're telling me that after they spend all that time to save people's lives, and same thing for teachers to educate the future of America, that people are complaining because he wants to eliminate their debt by cutting expenses for shit that does not benefit the American people, and you're going to talk shit about him and hate him and disrespect him when he's doing everything for you. You know what? Then don't accept that $5,000. Keep your debt. Keep your debt. Go do what you want to do. Don't reap any of the benefits that he's bestowing upon the American people and the American society and economics economy, you know? Because what he's doing is amazing. And I'll tell you, I'll say it again. He's done more in the 3 months he's been president. I gotta say 2 months because it's at the end of January. Or we're about to go to April. Fuck it, 3 months. He's done more in the 3 months than Biden did in the 4 years of being president, bro. And you know what? I pray Trump continues doing great, continues saving us money, gets us out of debt, gets more American businesses coming to America so that we make more money. So, and more money for our businesses that we work for means more money in our pockets. And that's what people don't understand. And I hope people get to realize that instead of listening to these crazy Democratic people saying in the streets, "We hate Elon Musk for saving us money. He's stealing our social security." Yeah, but you're the one, but then they're the party that was giving people that are 352 years old, since social security payments started 300 years ago, the money. Millions of people receiving benefits for just sitting at home doing nothing under the Democratic Party. Those are the ones that are upset. Oh, now we can't pocket all this money that we've been embezzling under Biden's presidency. Oh, we should hate the Republicans for shitting on our parade. No, I'm glad they're doing it. Anyway, I'm done rambling.
No, buddy, ramble as much as you'd like, but yeah, no, it's good. It's a good plan, and you know, at the end of the day, I hope to God that everything that he's setting out to do, affects us in the best way possible. You know, just better outcomes for the future of America and the world, really. But um, you know, at the end of the day, hopefully common sense will win out. That when the next election comes around, and maybe JD Vance is running, or maybe it's some other Trump person, or maybe it's another good Republican, or whatever the case. When they're running, people, and it's been 4 years of Trump already, and he's done a really good job, and prices are down, and life is great, and whatnot. People can see that and not let their emotions get the best of them, and then just vote against like JD Vance or something just because they don't like Republicans. Instead, vote for the Republican candidate because of how good it went the last time. You know what I mean? So hopefully, Trump doing a good job and whatnot will kind of get these people to understand that maybe Republican is the best way to go for now. Until one of them fucks up really bad. But yeah, I mean, that's really all I got to say about that topic, buddy. I don't know if you have anything else.
No, I don't, buddy.
All right, well, it's about that time that we get to the end of the show, buddy. I don't know if you have any other comments about anything we spoke of today, just in general, not only the Trump topic that we just spoke about, but anything in general.
Uh, let me think. Nope, nothing that I can think of, buddy.
All right, beautiful. Just a few announcements before we get done with the show, which I guess is my last thing to say. A few announcements before we get done with the show. Hopefully, starting next week Thursday, we might push it to the following week Thursday, but it's going to be either next Thursday or the week after, or I guess the Friday show because we upload it on Fridays. But hopefully the following, or hopefully, if not this Friday, but next Friday, or sorry, let me restart. Let me calm down. Hopefully this Friday, we are gonna try to do. We're gonna start trying to do some in-person shows. Me and Maddie are gonna be in, a makeshift studio. We're gonna try our best, and we're gonna be doing some in-person shows, trying to get some, some more of a connection with you guys, where you guys are able to see us, our hand movements, or our facial expressions and whatnot, and be able to, really, get a grasp of who we are as people genuinely. You know what I mean? So we're gonna be starting to do some in-person shows. It's gonna be every Friday show. the Tuesday shows are gonna, or the Wednesday shows rather, are gonna continue to be over Discord. We're gonna have George come on every now and again as well. And we're gonna hopefully have, and that's the next announcement. We're gonna have guests lined up for the Tuesday shows for almost every single week of the month of April. There's gonna be guests who are lined up. Maybe they don't show up. Maybe they do show up. Sometimes, you know, so far the way it's looking right now, we have guests lined up for every week of April Tuesdays. So that's another thing to be excited for. We have some very cool guests who are going to come on the show. I'm just going to say a couple of little spoilers. I'm not going to spoil it too much. We got a comedian coming on. We got a vegan, so that might be an interesting thing. A dating coach. Just to spoil it a little bit. I'm not going to say exactly everything. You guys can check it out when the episodes come out. But every single Tuesday for the month of April, or I guess every single Wednesday show for you guys, every single Wednesday show for the month of April, we will be having guests coming on the show as well pretty frequently throughout that month, and maybe even afterwards as well. We're going to try and make it a habit to bring guests on every Tuesday. But for Thursday or for Friday shows, it's going to be me and Maddie. We're going to try and do some in-person shows every single Friday, or have it uploaded every single Friday, and have that be more of an interactive show and have it be more personalized, so you guys can see us and you guys can see what we look like and how we speak and whatnot, and interacting in that way. It's exciting. That's the thing I was talking about at the beginning of the show. It's exciting. I can't wait to do it with Maddie, and obviously the guest shows that come on with George. He won't be able to join us for the in-person shows, but he definitely will still be here, hopefully, for the ones we do on Discord every Wednesday, that we do the Wednesday shows. So, like I said, just a couple of announcements there. Very excited for those things. I know I can speak for Maddie when I say we're both very excited for the guests coming on, for the in-person, for the attempt to do the in-person shows. We're very excited for all those things. So keeping an eye out for those things. Hopefully you guys can stick with us, tune in, and hopefully it'll be entertaining for you guys who stick with us and watch the shows regularly and whatnot. So, but yeah, those are my announcements. I don't know if Maddie, you have anything to say about those things, or if you just want to just leave. Maybe I just said everything you thought of, or whatever the case. Who knows?
No, I'm just very excited for our guests coming. I'm very excited to start doing the live podcasts. Or well, in person podcast. Um, that way you got, like Matt says, you can put a face to the voice, face to the name. Very excited for that. We really hope that we can grow from there. And it was actually phenomenal seeing all these guests that want to be on our show, all different backgrounds, all different types of people. It's very exciting to know that people are listening. You guys are listening, and you disagree with us, or you have certain agreements, and you're willing to be on the show to talk about it. And that's what really means a lot to us, is that you guys are listening. You guys want to be part of it. That you care. I don't. I would say, I guess you value our show enough that you would want to speak on it with us. So that's very awesome. So we appreciate it. We would love even more of you guys to go ahead and send us a DM, letting us know, hey, you'd love to be on the show. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have disagreements. We'd love to have agreements. We'd love to get to know you and see what we can learn from you and what you can learn from us. So again, we'd love to have you guys on. So please keep with the comments, the DMs, and let the Cat Five Boys grow more from where we want to be. Booyah. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's again, it's very exciting. Like Maddie was saying, we're gonna try to grow this thing the best way we can, and you know, just start to have more high profile people, and even the people who aren't so high profile, just regular human beings who live every day, live day to day life, and experience the hardships of having to pay bills and having to manage money and whatnot, and also the people who have more hierarching things or whatever the case. I want to, one of my big dreams for the show is to eventually have Father Mike Schmitz on. I don't know if maybe not everybody would understand who that is, but as a Catholic, I'm sure most Catholics would know who that is. Father Mike Schmitz. I would love to have him on the show. That'd be like a dream come true. But we're trying to get to having people like that on, and also having regular people who just work regular jobs, have regular lives and whatnot, and just do what we all do, I suppose, as citizens of this country or citizens of the world. So it's very exciting. We're gonna do our very best to grow this show as much as we can. like Maddie said as well, we would love to have each and every one of you on. Your perspective means a lot. Regardless of whether or not you're just a regular person who works a normal job, or you're a celebrity who does phenomenal movies or some shit, whatever the case may be, or the higher ups in the 1% in the world, or whatever the case, when it comes to earning money, or whatever the case may be. We would love to hear your perspective. Each and every one of you has an individual perspective, and all of you can bring something new to a conversation. So, if you feel like you have something you want to say, or maybe you have something you disagree with, like Maddie was saying, come on the show, DM us on Instagram. We would love to have you on. But with that said, and with all ado having been furthered, we are going to sign off here. Just a few announcements, or a few closing show announcements, I suppose. Disclaimer: the views expressed on the show by the individual hosts or guests do not necessarily reflect the views of the Cat 5 Boys show itself. Further disclaimer: the views that we speak on, or the topics we talk about on the show, are not always super family friendly, or are not always the most sensitive topics, or whatever the case. So if that's not maybe your thing, maybe you like lighthearted things all the time, or whatever the case may be, this might not be the show for you. We have clips. If you can't catch the full shows, maybe you can't sit around for the full shows, and you can't just, maybe you have work to do, whatever the case may be. You want to see some of the best bits, get a real feel for what the show is like. Obviously, we won't post all the best bits, because then what's the point of the episodes? But if you want to catch some of the best bits, get a feel for me and Maddie and George and some of the guests that we've had on, and our disagreements and our beliefs, and some of the funny jokes we make, or whatever the case may be. Follow us on Instagram at CatFiveBoys. We post clips on there, on TikTok as well, same at. And then if you're watching here on YouTube, we also post shorts here on YouTube, so we have that platform for you guys to check out as well if you'd like. And then, if you guys like the clips, feel free to check out the full shows as well. Further announcements, we would love, we already kind of spoke about this, but we would love to have you on the show. Anybody wants to be a guest on the show, just DM us on Instagram at CatFiveBoys, letting us know you're interested in being on the show. Maybe a little bit of a background of you, a little bio, something interesting about yourself, whatever the case may be, your name, just a quick little bio, and we'll get in touch with you. We'll coordinate with you to bring you on the show at some point in time, and when it's most convenient for all of us. I stream every single Saturday at 6 p.m. starting. I try my best to start at 6 p.m., but sometimes I get a little bit backed up. But at 6 p.m. is the start time for my stream. So if you want to put a name, or a face to the name, a face to the voice, Matt from the Cat 5 Boys podcast, you want to talk shit to me live, maybe tell me how I'm fucking R-slurred, or you want to tell me how I'm a misogynist or something, you want to do that live right as I'm seeing it in real time. Maybe you just want to show some love, or whatever the case may be. I stream on Twitch and on YouTube. The links for those will be in the description down below, so check those out as well. Every Saturday at 6 p.m. I would love to see you there. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe. We love the comments. Drop some stories, some funny dating stories, some scary stories, whatever the case may be. You have something you want to say. Maybe you disagree with one of our points, and you want to point out something that maybe you think is correct, or whatever the case may be. We would love to respond to it in the next episode of the show. We love to see the love in the comments. We love to see criticisms, any sort of disagreements. We love those comments, stories. We love those comments. Keep them flowing. We will respond to as many as we possibly can. Make sure to subscribe. It keeps the channel going. It keeps us moving forward and progressing in our journey. I hate saying that word journey, but because it's so cringy, but regardless, it helps us progress more in our journey towards growing this podcast more than what even our imaginations might be. We post every single Wednesdays and Fridays. Stay awake for those things. Hopefully we can start continuing to do a better schedule, keeping on the schedule now that we're going to be doing the in-person shows on Fridays and the guests that are going to be on Wednesdays. Hopefully we'll be able to get the shows pushed out every single day, rather than missing some days like we've been doing. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate every single one of you who spent your time with us here on the show, watching us, listening to what we have to say, disagreeing, agreeing, laughing, who knows. We appreciate each and every one of the moments that you spent with us. Thank you so much for everything you guys have done, and you guys have supported us and whatnot. Thank you so much. Have a great night. God bless you. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.
Have a great night, everybody. Be safe.